Well, this is what we're waiting for. This is what it's all about right now. This conversation. Hello, I am so excited to speak to you because I heard a little bit about what you guys are up to. It's all about being passionate about science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and being a junior mentor. So I want to be down with this. I want to be a part of this club, this exclusive club right now. And we have some older and not so older members of the team. So let's just back up and introduce each person. Let's go around and we'll hear your name, we'll hear where you live, go to school. If you don't want to share your age, that's fine, but what grade you're in and how long you've been with the Science Club for Girls. Ayan, we'll start with you.
Okay. Hello, my name's Ayan. I go to the Sage School in Foxborough. I am in 7th grade. My age is 13. I've been in Science Club for Girls since kindergarten.
You have, okay. I mean, so you're a really committed member to this team here, and you have experience being a part of being mentored, and now you are co-mentoring. So I can't wait to talk more with you, Ayan. Next up, let's talk with Benny.
Hello, my name is Benny. At least I go by Benny. My full name is Benicia Marseille. I am currently a 10th grader at Beaver Country Day School in Chestnut Hill. I am currently 15 years old and I live in Boston, and I've been with Science Club for Girls since the 4th grade, and now I'm a junior mentor.
Love it. All right. Tamar, please introduce yourself.
My name is Tamar. I've been with Science Club for Girls since the summer of 2020. I started as a participant in the rocketry program, and that fall I became a junior mentor for the first time. I go to school at Prospect Hill Academy Charter School in Cambridge, and I'm in 10th grade.
Wonderful. Okay, let's speak now with some of the leaders in this. And Kaylina, tell us about yourself.
Hi, I'm Kaylina. I am a junior at Harvard, currently studying neuroscience. This is my 4th semester with Science Club for Girls. So I joined in fall of 2020, right when we went virtual. And I am also the co-director of the Harvard chapter, recruiting some of the young women here to mentor with Science Club for Girls. I'm 20 and I'm also around, I also live in Weymouth, Massachusetts, which is about 20 minutes away from Boston. So I'm pretty local.
Okay. How about you, Tahora? Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, my name is Tahura. I'm a postdoc here at MIT, and I live in Cambridge, and I've been a mentor scientist with Science Club for Girls for the past 6 years, actually, at the Margaret Fuller Club here in Cambridge.
Yeah, and so you live in Cambridge. Now,
Yeah.
I have to tell you that, I don't know, maybe because you're used to being brilliant every time, from the time you were born, you were just that exceptional. But sitting here in your company, I have to tell you that it brings tears to my eyes because there was a time when it wasn't cool or it wasn't celebrated that women would be celebrated as scientists, would be celebrated for STEM. And so the fact that we have this opportunity to talk about mentorship and really keeping the celebration going and fostering the love and the energy and the curiosity in the next generation, this is really an exciting time. And seeing your faces, you may not think you're awesome, but already, and we haven't even talked the detail about why you're doing this, is already awesome for somebody like me. Let's jump right into the conversation. So Ayan, you said that you've been with this program since kindergarten. Number one, how'd you get involved, and what do you love about it?
I did the rocketry camp over the summer, and this year, coincidentally, we're learning about physics and we're learning about astronomy, and I think the rocketry camp that I did helped me out a lot.
You said it's rocketry? Is that what it's called?
Yes. So we built rockets and we learned about how rockets are made. And it was a lot of fun.
You say you built rockets as if that's just a normal thing to do. I've never once built a rocket. I'm probably triple your age, but Tamar, you did, right? And so what was your experience like as well? Ayan loved it, clearly. What was your experience?
I loved learning about how rockets work and the process of making them. Like the whole idea of rocketry is just in itself super intimidating. But the program like made it super simple so younger girls like me and Ayan could learn about it and like just explore rocketry. It was also super cool that we got to look at other women who are currently working with rocketry, and we got to look at their example and just learn about them. I just love the whole program. It's such a great introduction to science.
Yeah, certainly so. And Tahora, when you hear Ayan and Tamar's experience, and I mean, and just speaking about rocketry, what goes through your mind? Are you inspired? I mean, I know you're already doing excellent work as well, but is that part of the reason why you stay connected to this program, this mentoring program?
Yeah, I just love it. Exactly what they said is exactly what Science Club is so perfect at, is just what Tamara said, making science accessible in a way that just helps people get excited, get involved, and getting people in the door early. I think these things can feel so out of reach, but honestly, when it comes down to it, anyone can do science. And it's just a matter of the opportunity to be involved. And so that's one of the best parts of Science Club, is just helping people to get involved. So that makes me so happy to hear.
But isn't it interesting that on this call, on this conversation right now, I believe it's you and Benny Tahora who have a special connection. Is that true?
Yeah, Benny and I are actually co-mentors for a club, a virtual club. And so it's wonderful to be here with her today.
So Benny, how does that club work? This virtual club work? If I were a part of it, give me a just a normal day. How would that work? Tell me the fun, the joy about it.
Sometimes some of the girls will tell jokes, or they'll tell us that they were working on a project from the previous program day, and like how they like evolved it. And usually those are like the one of the most like, oh my gosh, they were working on it like after last week, and it was like really cool for them. And like there was this one time where like we had to work with like food, and the girls kept asking us like, can we eat this? And we were like, no, no, you can't eat it because we're using it for the experiment. Overall, it's just a lot of laughs, a lot of fun, and a little technical difficulties here and there. But overall, it doesn't like stop like the fun of the learning from the experiment. Then when the time is like over, so sometimes we go overtime because the girls just don't want to leave. They want to keep working on the experiments and they want to keep talking about it with us. So it takes like a while for them to like, okay, guys, come on, you have to go, you have to go. And then that's basically just the end of the day. And yeah, it's pretty fun.
Oh, it sounds fabulous. Now, Kaylina, how many in your activities? How many young ladies would you work with?
I work with about, I guess, seven. I've worked with like the K to through to age cohort. So it's really interesting seeing how interested in science these young girls can get. And it's really just important to give these girls the opportunity to, fuel that desire to learn about science. Because it starts at a young age, being discouraged by other people, not seeing people that look like you in your field, and just giving these girls a voice and letting them know that there are people who are 10 years older than them that have been through these things and want to host that space so that they can learn and ask those questions that they're really curious about. So yeah, I've been in virtual the entire time because my schedule has sort of worked that way. And it's been really great. I feel like the connections I've made with the girls haven't really suffered because of that virtual connection. And it's important because we're able to reach out to a lot more girls because of the virtual programming. A lot of people who don't have access to maybe the sites because they live a little bit further away, or because their schedules don't permit to travel and things like that. But these girls are excited nonetheless to work on science, no matter what it is, the body, the brain, the moon, the stars, all that type of stuff. So yeah.
Well, I can see your joy. And I just wonder, how did you first become connected? I guess Kalina Tahorda, because clearly the coursework, your private load of work and research and sure that you carry just personally, how'd you find the time? How did you get connected with this program, these mentors?
I think for me, it came out of like, as I rise as a scientist, looking around and just seeing that the women are missing. And knowing so much that my journey as a scientist was supported by strong mentors who believed in me and supported me, and just wanting to pay that forward and to be that person for other people. And so when I've been a mentor as a graduate student and both as a postdoc at MIT. And so when I moved to Cambridge, I kind of looked around to see what organizations were doing that work. And I found SCFG, and honestly, it's been such a great journey with them because their model is so intentional and they're so thoughtful about the different clubs and the different age groups and helping support girls from a young age all the way through high school. And so I sort of found the organization and just loved it. And so it was great to be able to mentor with them and stick with them.
And how long have you been with the organization?
For 6 years.
Wow, that's amazing. And Kaylina, I guess what was your connection as well?
I was at home and I really wanted to get involved with something that could kind of ground me since we were away, and there was nothing really to do. And I was like, if there's one opportunity that I can just have to reach out to people and ground them, and it sort of grounded me as well, giving people those chances to explore science, then it would be good. That's how I got involved. Yeah.
I love it. Tamar, I see the joy when you hear Benny talk about the young ones but want to eat the experiment. And I mean, I guess it's probably the temptation, Benny, of just having something somewhat edible. It probably wasn't even that delicious. Just in front of them, they had to participate in it. So what were some of give me one favorite activity that you've participated in and helped mentors or mentees?
There's this one experiment. I was doing it with K-2 girls, and I think we were making baking soda and vinegar volcanoes. And that whole process, especially with the youngest girls, is just super messy. And we're doing our best. I mean, the other mentors we're doing our best to ensure that their spaces wouldn't get too messy. And after a whole eruption happened, they're just grabbing their dolls and like drowning their dolls into the mixture. And I just love how these girls they personalize all these science experiments and just make their own fun out of it. I love that so much.
Oh, that's the best story. How about you, Ayan? Can you share an experiment with your mentees?
Yeah, so this was, I would say, around second grade. So this is whenever I think about a science club for girls, science club for girls experiment, I think about this one. So we were dissecting a cow's heart. And I remember feeling so bad for the cow that I left. And I ran up to my mom, and my mom was just like, Ayan, you have to do this. And I was like, I feel so bad. And she's like, the cow doesn't feel anything. So I went back in there, and I remember feeling really confident, you know what, I got this. And I remember just looking away as I was going around the heart. But it was such a cool experience for me because it was seeing a part of an animal that I wouldn't really think about. But that was really fun.
Dissecting the cow's heart actually turned out to be fun. All right. Yeah. So what ultimately, when I look at you three especially, I think to myself, Ayan, Tamar, and Benny, I wonder what's next for you, because I mean, being a junior mentor has to sort of have you thinking what's next regarding your career. Have you started thinking like that? Benny, I see you shaking your head.
I mean, I've always been really interested in science. And I remember one time when I was still a mentee, when we started getting into astronomy type stuff, not with the in-depth stuff that they did in the rocketry camps, but we started to get into it. And I just started to realize how much that I really loved space. And now where I am now, I really like to code. I would like to combine those somehow. Maybe I know it's not impossible. There's probably jobs like that, but that's really my passion, to just one day just work at a space station, or just go to space. That's always kind of just been my dream. It's always been my dream because I just think it it would just be so amazing to just see what's beyond the earth. It would also be like crazy scary, but I feel like I would be up to the challenge.
Oh, I know it. Do you know? When you do, when you go and you're this famous astronaut, may I have at least the first interview with you? Is that please, please allow me, Benny. Please.
If it's in the cards for me, then totally, I would love to
Thank
have an interview.
You're so gracious. Thank you so much. What about you, Tamar? What do you want to do?
Just like Benny, I think I really want to merge two worlds together. Science Club for Girls, I really realized that like I love educating people and I love making sure that they get the right scientific information because it's so important to know what's going on regarding science. Science is like mix up everything and it's just so important to understand that. So I want to educate people, but I'm really into like the human anatomy
Mm,
and all of the things that are going on with our bodies. And I want to make sure like I can merge those two worlds together and educate people maybe on like the human body. And yeah, I just want to do something around that realm.
that's amazing. Ayan, what about you?
And I've been a part of SCFG Live. So I've been in episodes for asthma and like learning about asthma. And I think I want to also put two worlds together, maybe create like maybe a documentary because I also love filmmaking.
Wow.
Um, and I think like I agree with Tamar. Like I'm really interested in the human anatomy, so I might want to create like some sort of documentary. I think that's what I want. That's what I want to be when I grow up.
Phenomenal, literally. Wow. Tahora, as you listen to these junior mentors speak, and then also with all of the junior mentors that you may have come in contact with, this is the same question I'll ask you, Kalina, as well. What have you seen as far as growth? Because I'm just struck by, and I don't like saying somebody so articulate, but how comfortable they are in their skin is what I would say. Have you talk about the growth you've seen with the young ladies that you work with? Tahora first.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was just listening to our amazing junior mentors speak, like my heart was just struck by like I'm looking at the future of medicine, astroscience, and science communication. And our girls are just, our junior mentors are amazing. It's been such a privilege to see them transition from being students to becoming leaders and teachers and sort of embracing science and thinking about it in their future. And I'm constantly astounded by the talent and sort of vision of our junior mentors. Like the future of science is our junior mentors. I'm so excited to exist in that future because it's just amazing to watch them grow. And so inspirational even for myself. Like I love interacting with them because they inspire me on a daily basis. So yeah, I was just sitting there and I was like, oh, my heart is so happy. These brilliant, brilliant junior mentors. The future of science is bright indeed.
I totally agree. Kalina, have you seen growth in just the year? I mean, the months that what does it say? It has been 7 months. Did you say how many months have you participated in this?
2 years.
Oh, 2 years. Okay, let me get my math correct. You see, talk about witnessing the growth with the young ladies that you've worked with.
Yeah, I mean, it's as simple as just seeing how shy they start off, and no one's willing to really unmute themselves and ask questions about things, and they'll just shyly nod when we ask questions. But then at the end, they're just like, we don't want to leave. Is there anything else we can do? Is there more things we can make? And there's this one story that I'll never forget. I always tell people it. There's this, I think last year our focus was the world, or like the ecology, I think it was. And so we had a small unit where we were teaching the girls like orbiting the moon, orbiting the earth. And one of the girls, I think she was 7 years old, was like, I've always wondered why the moon disappeared during the day or why it got dark. And now I know. And I'm like, wow, this is, those innocent questions that really get answered through these things. You think that maybe working with kids may be, useless or things like that, but those questions are important for them to get answered. And you never really think that those are things that people are actually wondering about. So I was just struck with, like amazement that she'd finally figured something out that she had questions about for such a long time. And seeing these young girls be so, confident and know what they want to do, and merging two worlds. Like when I was their age, I had no idea what I wanted to do. And it took me a really long time to sort of find that path to what I want to do now, which is neurology. And just seeing that, like 14-year-olds, 13 through 15-year-olds can so definitively say that this is what I want to do really lets us know that Science Club for Girls work is important, because it gives those girls a voice and it gives them the opportunity to really find out what they're passionate about.
Just hearing like everyone talk right now, like we just have so much support for each other, and I love that. In a world where girls of color, especially, being in science is just so abstract. I just love how we can like come back to these meetings and just come back to Science Club for Girls and expect support from each other, support in terms of knowledge, in terms of just socially, and I just emotionally, I just love that so much. Like, thank you guys.
Ah, that's awesome.
I find that like so like empowering and like so impactful that like little girls, especially like young girls, can like go to this program, see people who look like them in the field, like actively in the field, actively like trying to make a change and inspiring them to do the same. Like that's what I think sums up this whole program.
That's perfect.
We expose our girls to various facets of science, some of which they're super excited about, some of which maybe is not going to be their current career. But more than anything, I feel like the girls in SCFG leave with a sense of belonging within the community of science and with like a confidence in their identity as scientists. And as they sort of progress in their journey, that confidence will be so important in the face of the challenges that women face in science. As long as you have that confidence saying, no matter what anyone says, I'm a scientist, and you can't shake that, I think that'll be so helpful in their journey. So I think that's part of the beauty of SCFG for sure.
Tahura, Kaylina, Benny, Tamar, and Ayan. I'll give you one more word from all of you. Inspirational. Speaking to you, I will never forget this conversation. I have to tell you, I will never. We come to a day experiences, and you never know what you're going to get. And this has enriched me more than I'm sure it's enriched you. I'm inspired. I'm ready to go. I wish my son could participate. He can go to his own club, because you guys are just so awesome. And to get my daughter involved in something just like this, because it's all about keeping this momentum going. And you don't know how what you're doing is touching people, and will touch people who witness in this conversation. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you for this conversation. Thank you for your energy, your love, and what you do. And I wish each one of you the best of luck, because I know you're not only changing the world, but you're going to continue to change the world. So thank you so much for the conversation.